Talut story, part number 3. Like and share my video. Rainbow neon signs were shining in front of me. I started looking around. Both had suitcases with them. Rasam was missing, but I did not express my surprise to Talut as promised. What to do now? Talut said. You wait here. I will go inside and book the room. I said, taking a deep breath. Okay, he shook his neck. That money, I have to pay the room rent in advance. I asked hesitantly. It's in your pocket, Talut replied. In my pocket, I asked in surprise and put my hand in my pocket, and when I took it out, I had 4 wads of Susu notes in my hands. 40,000, I mumbled. If there is less, take out more from the suitcase, said Talut. Nun No, there are many, I said and went ahead. I had lost 86,000 by stealing, and my friend had put 40,000 in my pocket with a gesture and was asking me to take more. Yalla, thank you so much for giving me such a friend. I was flying in the air. After a while I reached the hotel counter. The counter manager gave me a quick look. Double room, I said, and he looked me up and down. They have come from somewhere outside? He asked. Yes, I said. Our rooms are very expensive. He said sarcastically. Don't be rude, crew manager. Book a room and take advance. My tone changed. He was startled. He picked up the register, staring at me, and entered the name etc. 260 rupees for the total shawl, he said. We will stay longer, I said, and took out my wallet from my pocket and took 10 notes out of it and showed it to him and said, if you want to ask for it and take another note, this is your tip, I said in a grand style. Porter, the manager began to cry out in frustration and then hurried out of his cabin. Hurry, come quickly and take Mar's luggage to the room. He picked up a key and walked with me. Sir, I will offer you the most beautiful room. It will be worthy of your honor. The manager's eyes were wide open. Let me pick up my stuff. I went out with the porter. Talut was still standing next to the suitcases. The porter reached him and looking around said, this is all the stuff, sir. Yes, that's all, I said. Come on, friend, I said to Talut. Upon reaching the room, I asked the manager, who was standing next to me in a polite manner, and asked for 2 cups of coffee. Yes, I am sending it now. Has the other gentleman not arrived yet? Asked the manager. What do you mean? I said in surprise. At that moment, Talut put his hand on my shoulder and said, they can't hear or see me. I took a deep breath and was not surprised anymore. Yes, they will come, send coffee. The manager left the room. I also gave the porter 100 rupees as a tip. His eyes widened with surprise. He also left saying thanks. I took a deep breath and closed the door of the room. So can they not you? Never ever, I asked Talut. Yes, they can neither hear nor see except those whom I want them to see and hear me. Talut replied in a simple tone. Talut went towards the suitcases and opened the suitcases. There were numerous pants, shirts and ties. Talut took out a suit. I took out a sleeping suit and gave it to him. We both had the same physical size. We both wore sleeping suits. We both sat on the chairs. How does it look? Talut asked, pointing to the dress. Talut, my friend, believe me, it all seems like a dream. I said with a smile. I was not surprised anymore. I knew that my friend is a jinn possessing supernatural powers and the prince and future ruler of a state of jinn. I was looking at Talut smiling. Talut pinched and said, now come out of your thoughts, my friend. Help me to enlighten a new life. We will both be happy together. Talut said, warmly, I wish I could live up to your standards, and you never leave me. I said, take this from your heart that Talut will ever leave his friend. All your pain will be mine and we will be side by side in comfort. Talut said, I am proud of your friendship, I said. Well, tell me, what is the program now? Talut said, you will go wherever you say, now your happiness is my happiness. I said, looking at him lovingly. I don't know when they fell asleep while talking. The next morning, after finishing the bathroom, we put on new clothes. Talut was actually a lively person, wicked like children and interested in everything. I called the waiter and asked him to bring breakfast for 2 men. Maybe the hotel people are thinking me mad because I was alone, but I had taken a double room. I ordered 2 cups of coffee and now I ordered breakfast for 2. And the waiter had brought the newspaper along with the breakfast. I started watching the newspaper. My idea was confirmed. The news of my escape from jail was printed in the newspaper. The newspaperman tried to make it interesting. The police was looking for me and claimed to be arrested soon. I showed that news to Talut. Talut smiled contemptuously. But now why do they want to arrest you? The money has been returned to the police. Talut asked. This is the law of my country. I answered. Don't worry, you are Talut's friend. If it were me, no one could even look at you with a crooked eye. Talut said. Then I smiled. Man should leave this city. Talut said. He said. Let's go. I asked. Serena, smoke rose in my heart. Responsible for my losses, I wanted to take revenge on him, and now there was no better opportunity than that, and I immediately got ready. I think we will travel regularly now. That long black car you call a train. I have sat in it only once, but now I will enjoy being with you, said Talut. Okay, I said, and picked up the phone and booked 2 tickets for the car. We got ready on time. A similarity will attract people towards us, I said. This is not a matter of hesitation, Talut said, and hid his face with both hands, and when his hands were removed, his appearance was changed. He spotted a brown French cut beard and a long stylish mustache. Excellent. Instead of being surprised, I complimented Talut and smiled. The train took us to the desired station in the same city from which I had escaped a few days ago and now returned without any fear or danger due to the Talut. From the station we took a taxi and reached a hotel. After resting for a long time in the hotel room, I started thinking about Zarina. I know you are thinking about your beloved. Talut asked when to meet him. Yes, I am really thinking about that, I said. What? Talut showed childlike warmth. I started informing him about my recipe. Hearing this, Talut laughed out loud. The next day I called Zarina's office as planned. Hello, Miss Zarina. Yes, how are you? Yes, okay, who? Miss Zarina, I am your old acquaintance. Please take leave somehow and come to Ghat. I am waiting for you, I said with a slight change in my voice. But I don't know you. Who are you? When you reach home, I am waiting for you at your house. I hung up the phone. Talut moved his neck in a satisfied manner and turned to the left and shouted. Rasim, that young man with a mysterious appearance, came forward at that time. He had a big packet in his hands. Talut took the packet and said, Okay, now go. Then Rasim disappeared as he had appeared. Talut opened the packet. There were some colorful boxes inside. Talut opened them. Gold ornaments were shining inside. We put it in a big leather bag. After some time, Talut and I were standing at the door of Zarina's house. Zarina's old mother had opened the door but could not recognize her due to the weakness of her eyesight. I sat in the drawing room along with Talut. After a while, there was a knock on the door. Talut stood up and said, Don't worry, I will be there. He walked to one side and disappeared. And a few moments later, Zarina entered through the door. The same dwarfish height, the same enchanting eyes. As soon as they looked at me, it was like frowning. There was a storm of hatred in my heart, but I managed myself, smiled and got up and said, I can understand your surprise, but I was forced by my heart. You, how did you come? He stammered. I was forced by my heart to see your marriage with Akhtar Beg. I was in a frenzy and did not know what to do, but thankfully Heshmat got her wealth back. I worked with Kamal Akhtar. But the police are still looking for you, said Zarina. Yes, but only formally. I have spoken to senior police officers and senior police officers have also come to know my status. I was shown the essence of Akhtar. Your status means she spoke in an unintelligible manner. Yes, Zarina, you don't know I was angry with my parents and was living in anonymity and working in an office even though I am the prince of a small state. You don't know, I said excitedly. Cook, what does mean? Zarina's condition was worth seeing. I held her hand and said I have been accepted by my parents, and with that I opened the jewelry boxes and started showing her. You are very fond of jewels, isn't it for these jewels that you decided to leave me, or did I bring these gifts as a proof of my love? I know you are mine only. Zarina's eyes were wide open seeing all the jewelry. She was looking less at me and more at the jewelry. I started wearing those ornaments on her, by wearing which she became beautiful. I held her shoulders and made her face the mirror. With so much gold on his body, his eyes were bursting with surprise. And after a moment, the serpent of lust for wealth changed its form. Arif, my sage, what can I tell you? How Akhtar Beg threatened me and kept me away from him. I yearn for you every moment. She started shedding tears, and I was wondering in my heart to see the changing appearance of this greedy woman. But I had to keep acting. Akhtar Beg comes here every day. I asked. Yes, Moya comes every day, but today I will make an excuse from him. He answered boldly. Well, wait, I will make it for you if you want. Saying that, Serena left the room. Talut, I called softly. I am sitting right in front of you. Talut's voice came. Talut, you are watching the transformation of this snake. I said in a serious tone. Man, I don't know about his changing form, but your acting is amazing. Talut laughed. We both talked in whispers for a few minutes. When I heard footsteps, Zarina entered with a loving smile on her lips, pushing the tea trolley and sat next to me. And the witch kept insisting on feeding. She had taken off all the ornaments. I would throw the biscuit on the couch in front of her, avoiding her eyes, which would disappear in the air before it fell on the couch. As soon as he left, he made a cup of tea and gave it to Talut. After dinner I asked permission from Zarina. Zarina stopped me out of love. The next morning, Zarina was very happy and expressing her admiration for me. She prepared breakfast and had breakfast with me. I was remembering Talut, where I was missing. Don't worry, I am there for you. Talut's mischievous whisper was heard in my ears. I took a deep breath and said to Zarina, what is the program? Nothing, I take leave from the office. He replied with disbelief. No, you go to the office because I have some important work in the city today. Even though he stopped me, I came out saying it was evening. Talut, I called out and Talut appeared in front of me at the same time. He was also walking along. Where were you last night? I asked. Tell the truth or lie. Talut said. True, percent true. I said seriously. At night, when you guys went into the room, I peeked inside through the hole in the door and then entered the room through the same hole. Request for prayers. Stay safe. Waqf tam. Greetings.